Hey everybody, welcome back to my so-called mom life. So you've seen the heat press and you've seen the sublimation printer, and now we're going to put it all together and show you how to make a sublimation t-shirt. Come along with me. Okay, so for sublimation, you can only use polyester blend t-shirts. They should be 60% or more polyester versus cotton. That allows the color to actually grab the fabric and imprint into the fabric, which is what sublimation does. That being said, you also need light colored t-shirts. The best is white or a very light gray. You can use pastels if you can find them in a very light color. However, we are creating Pokemon Club t-shirts for our children's Pokemon Club at school, and so we are using white t-shirts for all the kids, and we already have the image ready to go. We're going to print that out. However, keep in mind when printing, if you have any type of letters, if you have any type of wording, you're going to want to flip it, which is called mirroring, so that it's backwards when it prints out. That way, when we imprint it onto the t-shirt, it'll come out properly. If you do not do this step, then all of your letters will be backwards, and we don't want that. So make sure when you're printing, before you actually print it onto your transfer paper, it is the image is there and the letters are all mirrored. So we also downloaded the Epson app onto our phone, and that is what we print off of. So we're currently getting that image ready, and we're going to go ahead and send it to the printer now. All right, so now that we have our image printed, as you can see, it's backwards. So when I actually put this on the t-shirt, it's going to grab the image. And if I turn it around, you can kind of see that the image is going to go this way on the shirt. All right, so now that we have our image, we have our heat press here, the tussy 15 by 15 heat press for t-shirts heating up. So for t-shirts, we are going to heat this up to 400 degrees, and we're going to set our timer to 45 seconds. So we have a little bit more heating up to go. In the meantime, you can get your t-shirts ready. You're going to want 2 pieces of parchment paper. You're also going to want to get one of these rulers. That'll allow you to see where the center of your shirt is so that you can make sure your image is centered. And we can go ahead and get the parchment paper in here. So the parchment paper here, we put inside the shirt. That's to keep the image from bleeding to the back of the shirt. So you just kind of push it in here, and we are making a kid's shirt, so this parchment paper's what we used on an adult shirt, so it's a little bit bigger, but that's okay. You just want it to be wherever the image is that you're going to be doing, that's where you want the parchment paper to be. So make sure it's up far enough on the t-shirt, and then it covers the entire area that you're going to be doing an image. So our parchment paper is all right here in this square. So our image is going to be here. In the meantime, my coworker over here is sleeping on the job. But at least he's cute. He doesn't get paid for his work. except for in love. Now that we are at our 400-degree temperature, I'm going to go ahead and swing this over. And the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you iron your shirt out to get any wrinkles out as well as any moisture. So wherever your image is going to actually be, you want that to be ironed out. So I'm just going to press this t-shirt for about 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, just to get all the moisture out and any wrinkles. So you just push down, let it go for about 5 to 10 seconds. And then you can go ahead and just lift back all the way up, swing this back away again. And now it's nice and clean. I already have my parchment paper under here, so that's good. So now I'm just going to pull this out a little bit so that we can get this centered so that I know where to put my image. So I'm going to grab my image. This goes up around the collar area. So as you can see, it kind of lines the collar there. You want it to be fit around the collar. So now you know that your center is here. So we want our image face down, and you're going to place it right about here. You want the middle of your image to be kind of in the center. Then you can take this off. And now your image is ready to go. However, you need one more piece of parchment paper on top of here. The reason being is, number one, we don't want to burn our t-shirt, and that can happen. But number two, we also, anything that you are imprinting on a t-shirt will also imprint on the foam that's underneath here, the mat that's underneath here, and it will leave the residue behind. So the next time you make a shirt, that ink will show up on the next shirt. So you just want to place a piece of parchment paper directly on top of your image. Just like that. All right, so once you have the parchment paper on there, you're going to go ahead and swing back over, making sure this is pushed all the way back. Make sure this is straight and lined up. Pull all the way down, lock it down, and now we wait the 45 seconds for it to imprint onto the t-shirt. And I will drop links for both the Epson printer and the tussy below. I also will link both of the videos on how to use both at the end of this video, so that way you guys have that information. All right, it will beep when it's done. You simply lift all the way up, swing all the way away, remove your parchment paper and put that off to the side. And I don't know if you can see, but you can see the faint image on here that imprinted onto it. That would have been on the mat instead of the parchment paper that would show up on your next t-shirt. And then you peel away your image. Okay, so that off to the side. Now, a question that we get sometimes is, are you able to reuse your images? So we did a couple of test runs with that. You can reuse an image, however, it is extremely faded. So I can show you the difference between one that's printed and one that's faded. And so you can see the difference. So you can reuse it if you want the faded look. It's kind of like a vintage look. But if you do not want it and you want full color, absolutely do not reuse these. And lastly, you can take your parchment paper out of your t-shirt, set that off to the side. We reuse the inside parchment paper, but the outside parchment paper you do have to replace every time. And there you have it. T-shirt is finished. Image is complete. Now this can be immediately worn. You can throw this in the washer, wash with regular light colors, and tumble dry as usual. The image will not fade. Now over time, the wear and tear I'm sure will fade a little bit, but sublimation tends to last for 5 to 10 years on most shirts. The shirt will give out before the image. So, all right, so thanks so much for watching today. If you guys have not subscribed already, please do so. Hit the notification bell for future content. There's plenty to come. As I said before, I'll link below the tussy heat press that we use, as well as the Epson printer, and throw the videos up for you guys as well on how to create a sublimation printer and how to use the tussy. I love these t-shirts. I think they came out amazing. If you have a favorite brand of t-shirt that you use in your crafting business, feel free to throw it below. We are currently working on different brands and fabrics. We've used the Cricut brand is a little heavier fabric. We found this to be a little thinner. This is Toltex that we have gotten. I'll throw the link to the t-shirts below as well, just so that you can take a look. It's through Jiffy T-shirts. And again, thanks for stopping by. Have a great day, guys.